Hey everyone, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Big day today, down at Freo with young Jack. Went to see the WA Shipwrecks Museum, which was pretty interesting, pretty cool, something different. Beautiful old building. Had the Batavia, I think it is, the Batavia, an old shipwreck found. I've got a half a hull of it running through one of the main rooms. It's airtight, or it's got some air circulation there to make sure that those timbers don't rot. It's got old cannons and bells and stuff, and yeah, pretty darn cool stuff. A heap of old coins from a heap of the shipwrecks. It was actually amazing to see how many shipwrecks are all dotted along the WA coastline, and there's just heaps and heaps of them. So something I guess you don't really think about here. You think about pirates and the Spanish and the Bahamas and all that sort of stuff and shipwrecks, but not really Australia. You think sort of the Great Barrier Reef, obviously, there would have been a heap, but yeah, not sort of WA, but yeah, pretty darn cool. Went for a little walk around about Freo after that with Jack, had a bit of a wander around in the parks. It's a beautiful spot. Had a really nice lunch, got to see some nice boats, a heap of pearling boats and fishing boats parked up. Yeah, really cool little walk, and yeah, so if you're down in Freo, another one to chuck on the list is the WA Shipwrecks Museum. It's a donation entry, so it's free, so it's even better, if you're looking for something to do, just cruise down there. It's right next to the tram lines, right in the central part of Freo, so really cool. Definitely thumbs up from me on that one. That was pretty cool. The other big thing, I guess, we're going to the moon landing. Had a big special on TV tonight, and they're talking about the dish and Australia's part in that historic moment of our radio satellite in New South Wales in Parkes. Was the one that transmitted all the video. We did all the Southern Hemisphere stuff, so when the moon was out of view from the top hemisphere, we did the Southern Hemisphere stuff. So pretty cool to be sort of very proud of Australia that we were able to, especially in science. What Australians are really not really well known for science. So unfortunately, it's not our big forte. But for that, to something like that, the biggest moment in the history of humans, to step foot on another planet, and say Australia, I come from a country that had a part in that. That's pretty darn cool. Some interesting stuff in the show they had on, a little documentary on the last hour of the landing and all the stuff they go through. They talked about 400,000 people were on the project. So when JFK put it into place and said, we will have a person on the man in the next 10 years, they basically had NASA and the US government had 400,000 people working on that to get a solution to get that problem. Now, I don't know about you, you just don't hear of governments talking about that way anymore. Like, can you imagine a government now just putting 400,000 people and the wages and the buildings and the costs and the development stuff into a project? Like, you imagine how good anything would be. Like, if we wanted to stop climate change now, and we had someone like the US that had some balls. Not Donald Trump, he couldn't give two shits about the environment. He's going to be dead well before anything happens. Someone could stand up and have JFK's vision and the inclination to just throw that sort of grunt behind it. Imagine have 400,000 of the smartest minds in the world. I mean, it's great to go to space, but 400,000 people sitting in one place and working all on climate change. That's what we need. You're like, wow, that's just huge. You don't sort of hear those numbers in anything nowadays. Computers do a lot of the things. They didn't have computers back then. They had just really smart people. They talked about the whole of the spaceship had less computing power than this mobile phone I'm sending you a video on. That's just mind-boggling. It's It sort of settles you down and brings you back down to earth, I guess, which is a pretty cliche thing to say, but yeah, it brings you back to earth. And it'd be nice if the next president of the United States or the Prime Minister of Australia even had the brass razzoos to get out there and say, you know what, we can do something like that. Let's do something for the environment. Let's, instead of saying, oh, well, we only are a small percentage, let's just go and do it. And we've had Australian Prime Ministers say, oh, we do stuff all and, you know, we don't really affect it. Why should we? It's time to lead from the front, and it'd be good if Australia led from the front for a change and something, you know. We invented Wi-Fi, and now we're that far behind Wi-Fi, it's ridiculous. The internet's a joke here, so it's pretty bad. So it'd be good for Australia to come in and just do something. You know, we're this beautiful natural country, which is just an amazing place that everyone gets to share that lives here, and we all love it and enjoy it. You know, let's be the ones that go, you know, stuff this. We don't need money and power and all that stuff. Let's do the environment, because down the road the environment is going to be worth more than any mineral or anything, because we've only got one of it. It's rarer than any diamond. It's rarer than any pink diamond, this planet we live on. So I think we need to, if we're going to waste money, let's waste money on fixing it and getting it back to where it should be. So very cool. That moon landing was, I thought it was pretty cool. To see it all again and to go relive it again and all the bits and pieces of it. I think they did an amazing job to all those involved, and yeah, just pretty cool. I'm absolutely terrified of heights, but I would love to go to space. I'm one of those kids that grew up in the early 70s, and you know, space and rockets and everything was just huge, you know, so yeah, it was very, very cool. Other than that, not a real lot else on today. I'm going to be going out to a waterfall to do a bit of a trail ride, trail walk out tomorrow. Get some nice footage out there, so that should be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. And yeah, another day. It's been a good day. Any day I get to spend walking around with Jack is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, and I hope you have a wonderful evening, awesome morning, a great breakfast, a lunch or dinner, whatever you're doing right now when you're watching this. And I will see you all tomorrow.